So making stuffing, because who doesn't need an excuse to make stuffing? Because stuffing. Doesn't like stuffing. Well, actually, I know a few that don't. They're not good people. I know a few that don't like bacon. They're not good people either. I don't date those people. Because there's something wrong with them. No, I'm just kidding. I do think there's something wrong with them, but, I'll date them. I'm sure they're fine people. I think I met 2 in my lifetime. They were weird. But anyway, I digress. So my job last week finally went back on because the hospital did what they were supposed to do. Yay! Yay me! Now I'm not sitting at home all the time. You know what's really funny? I was sitting at home all the time and thinking to myself, I'm really getting bored sitting at home. And then my job was starting up again. And I was like, I don't want to go back to work. I mean, really? So I want to go to Hawaii, sit on the beach, and stare at some buff beach boys. That's what I want to do. Win the lottery. Yeah. Anyway, so my job finally started up last week, full time. Yay! And had the plumbers come on, union plumbers, so, they work 7 to 2. Not 2:01. Not 1:59. 7 to 2. With a 45-minute break. So, must be nice. Anyway, so they showed up there, did a quarter of their job, and it was a Thursday. So I said to them, as they were leaving at 2, come back tomorrow and finish? Oh no. Really? Why not? Well, you only have an hour's worth of work. So I said, no, you don't. You have a full day's worth of work. Oh, we're not coming back. So I'm like, guys, I really need you back. Because I have other subcontractors that are coming in that are waiting for you to do your job. We're not playing this game right now. I need you guys to finish. And I had somebody with me that works for the company that I work with too, standing next to me as I'm talking to these guys. So then one of them turns around and says, I don't like the way you're talking to me. So I said, how am I talking to you? He's like, snotty. So I said, wait, what? Snotty? Yeah, you're being snotty. So, and then I said to him, we're in construction, don't be so sensitive. And he's like, you're just being snotty. So said to the guy next to me, am I being snotty? He's like, no. I don't know what just asking him to do his job. But apparently I'm not supposed to do that. So I said to him, okay, that's fine. I'm just going to call your office and I'm going to talk to them. So I call the office, I speak to their boss, I, tell him my opinion on if they're not showing up tomorrow. And he got upset too, because he's like, oh, you're yelling at me. I'm like, I am not yelling at you. I am being extremely direct of what I expect you to do. And that's it. There's no gray area here. I need you back to do your job. Period. I'm not yelling about it. I'm being direct. So, lo and behold, they did show up the next day and finish. And lo and behold, they had a whole day's worth of work. So, maybe they don't like working on Fridays. I don't know. I don't know what the union rules are for them. So, but then, even the boss, she yelled at me. I have not had to deal with that in a really, really long time. And I had to laugh about it because, come on, really? I mean, just do your job, and I wouldn't have to be so direct with you. I wouldn't have to, because one of the things that I have learned in my lifetime, I don't beat around the bush. I don't waste oxygen on a lot of words. I tell you how it is. I tell you what you don't want to hear. And I don't really care. So, yeah, I had to have a laugh about it because, number one, to be called snotty. If I was a man, would you call me snotty? No. You'd probably be like, okay, cool, talk to my boss if he's there. If we'll come tomorrow if he says okay. You wouldn't give me such pushback about it. How dare I ask you to show up to do your job? No. So yeah, so it was a little taken aback, and not taken aback that they, didn't want to come back the next day, but taken aback that I'm dealing with this crap 30 years later. Listen, I'm in my 50s. I don't have time for this bullshit. If you don't want to deal with a woman, that's your problem. That's not mine. I'm willing to deal with you, even though you're an asshole. You know what I mean? I'm not here to make friends. I'm not inviting them to barbecues on the weekends. No. I want nothing to do with them. I just want them to put their sanitary pipes in. That's it. That's all I want. But anyway, they showed up the next morning and they finished all that. So we got that done. And then, moving along there. So I can't really complain. Except for that, and then they're coming back on Monday, so we'll see. We'll see what kind of problems they have. Yeah, I don't know. And they're coming back with the electricians. And if anybody's in construction knows, electricians like to whine. They whine about anything. They don't give a shit about you. They don't care what you are. They could care what you look like. They just like to whine. So the electricians are coming on Monday. So this should be really fun. I should feel like I'll be running a daycare on Monday because I'll have the whiny electricians and the little whiny plumbers with me. That should be fun and entertaining. So I'm just putting my stuffing in the oven. So yeah, that's been happening all week. So, we're moving along, and the job was supposed to be done mid-December, but as you know, I actually tallied it. The job was shut down for 15 days, so 3 weeks, waiting for the hospitals to do their thing. So we were supposed to be done mid-December. I'm hoping I can pull this job out of my ass and get it done by the end of December. And then I have a PM that is really bad at communication. That's a whole other story to go into. But yeah, so that's so far my work week. And then I'm going to make these mushrooms. So yeah, I'm going to make these mushrooms now because I've had them in the fridge and they're starting to look a little on the fence. So I'm just going to cook them up a tad. And trying to see what I have in the fridge, if I have any broth, so it looks like I'll be making some more broth. To do that, excuse me while I step away. Oh, boy. So yes, I'm just going to make more chicken broth, and I do it the lazy way, bouillon. And I really like this. This is Nor's bouillon, the big giant container. That's what I use, and I use it a lot. It comes in handy. I tell you, it's better than those cubes. This one on. I'm gonna cook my mushrooms in the chicken broth. It just gives them a little bit more flavor. And I know there are a lot of people around that don't like mushrooms, but mushrooms tend to absorb all the flavors that they're cooked with. So, I'll cook them in chicken broth. I'll cook them in beef broth. Pretty much cook them in anything that you want because they absorb that. So, they're, pretty healthy for you. And for someone, me, that doesn't really eat a lot of vegetables, they're good for me. And, I don't eat a lot of vegetables because I don't like a lot of vegetables, but I like the weird vegetables, like mushrooms. Asparagus I like. I'm not big on broccoli. I don't like, there's another one that's kind of weird that I like. I can't remember it. I'm not big on broccoli, corn, potatoes. I can eat potatoes every day. Actually, and I used to, for years and years, I used to eat a potato every day. So I know like 150,000 ways to make potatoes. But, I kind of got out of the habit of that when I started doing Weight Watchers because they were so high in points. So I kind of got out of the habit of eating potatoes every day. And yes, I know that they can be free now on the new plan that Weight Watchers has, but still. I'm not gonna eat potatoes like all day. I could, but I'm not. Even if they are free, which is not. So yeah. So I'm just gonna cook up these mushrooms. Because they are going, it seems. They're on the verge. That's what I'm doing today. So far. And that's it. I'll be back with breakfast. So for breakfast this morning, I'm just having one egg, like a real egg, some egg substitute, and 2 breakfast sausages, which I found in my freezer. So I figured I'll cook them up. And that's what I'm having for breakfast. And right now I'm making up a shopping list for ShopRite for pickup tomorrow, and well, maybe I'll just go and get it. I'm not going to be so lazy. I'll just go and get it. That's what I'm having for breakfast, and I'll be back for lunch, which I'm sure will be just as exciting as my scrambled eggs and sausage. Okay, so it's the next day. Yeah, I didn't even pick up the camera after breakfast yesterday. I just wound up hanging out with a couple friends, having Thanksgiving dinner, and pretty much crashing. So that's what I did. So it's the next day. So I went to Stop and Shop and Family Dollar. So I'm just going to show you what I got. So I got 6 bottles of Deer Park water and 7-Up, Diet 7-Up. Diet 7-Up is my absolute favorite soda. But soda's gotten so expensive lately that I haven't bought it. I've actually bought like the Lidl brand for $2.99 a case. It's, Coke Zero pretty much. Because soda's gotten so expensive, so I haven't bought it. But they had it on sale today. It was 3 for $14. And I don't need 3 cases. So I just bought 1. I bought these graham cracker crust pie tins because I bought sugar-free chocolate fudge jello and 2 sugar-free cheesecake jellos because, let me tell you, I have been going to hell with myself with the eating, and it's just that time of year for me that I just want to pig out on everything. And one of the issues that I was having is that Weight Watchers change their plan to the personal points. My personal points went way down, and the points on the foods that I was eating went way up for some reason. And it just wasn't enough to keep me satisfied throughout the day. And even though I wound up with like 50 something activity points for the week, it just wasn't. I'm not going to spend 50 activity points just so I can feel full. So I'm going back to, and I gained 5 pounds over 3 weeks. So I'm going back to old school Weight Watchers that I learned and go from there. Lose the 5 pounds I gained, and I'm going to start going to Healthy Bites again because the points I had were the same on Weight Watchers. You get the same points added as you do as Weight Watchers, and I can track my calories on that, and I really liked it because even if I did meet my goal on the Weight Watchers personal points, the calories were that I was eating, if I did it correctly, I was eating 870 calories a day, which is ridiculous. And I really should be eating, for a calorie deficit for my height and weight, I should be eating 1270. So I'm not going to starve myself to meet a point. And that's just how it is. So I'm going back to I Check Bites, which is now called Healthy, so I could do the points, I can do my calories, and I'm going back old school. So, sorry for the lecture, I digress, let's go back. So I bought myself some ham, Canadian bacon, some regular bacon, and this bacon was on sale, which is why I got it. Chicken sausage, Alfresco sweet apple. Alfresco also makes chicken bacon, which is to die for. If you can find it, and it's hit or miss with me in the grocery stores, whether they carry it or not, if you can find it, I highly recommend their chicken bacon. It's so much better than turkey bacon. It's got a lot more flavor. It cooks better. It's so much better. But like I said, it's a hit or miss for me. I bought a box of ziti because I'm going to make some mac and cheese, but I'm going to try to lighten it up as best as I can. Kodiak cakes I got, which I haven't bought in a long time. And this stuff's good. Buying it again. Old school. Ore-Ida golden shoestring potatoes. Now, I was going to get this, or I was going to get the sweet potato fries, and it's surprisingly to me, these regular potatoes versus sweet potato fries has less calories than the sweet potato fries. So this is 110 calories, and the sweet potato fries was 140. So this is what I picked. Chocolate chips, because I always have chocolate chips. If I ever ran into that I needed something sweet after I ate dinner, which is a problem for me, I would always grab some chocolate chips, and that kind of satisfied it. So back to chocolate chips. I do not like the Lily's sugar-free chocolate chips. I don't think they taste good, and sometimes some of the products that are made sugar-free, the fruit syrup, some of the fruit syrups that they make really bothers my stomach. So, and Lily's is one of those. I have reduced fat sharp cheddar. I have part skim mozzarella, and old school again Velveeta shreds. Also got egg substitute, because I usually have one egg for breakfast, and I add this, and I have no idea why my dog's going with this. I have this, bacon, a sausage, because I was on a sausage kick for a while, and whatever. So it's always one egg, and then I have this just to bulk it up some more. I have some Bowl and Basket light English muffin, again, old school for me, and eggs. And for the non-food items, I got Big Pig dog food. Well, non-food items for me. And then I went to Family Dollar. So I got this scrub thing because for some reason, I don't know why, I've been having such a hard time finding cleanser and steel wool pads. So I figured I'm going to get this and see if it works. So I got this at Family Dollar. It was $1. I needed bleach, so I got bleach. Toothpaste I actually got at ShopRite. Family Dollar, I got Dial, so it's 3 bars of soap for $2. You can't beat that. Fabulosa, they had 3 for $5, so I got that. Because this weekend I'm going to be cleaning my carpets, and I don't go out and buy the quote unquote carpet cleaning stuff because number one, it's expensive. I don't find that it does such a great job. I mean, it makes the house smell nice, yeah. So I got this tip from a friend of mine that cleaned houses, and she used to clean carpets for any of her clients, and she used to use like this or Lysol or Mr. Clean, anything like that. This is what she used to use. And so I've been doing this for years when I clean my carpets. And let me tell you, it does a fabulous job, much better than the carpet shampoo that you could buy for $15 a pop. And you need quite a few of them. So I use this, works great, makes the house smell great. So that's just a tip from me to you. Lighters, because we always need lighters. And I did wind up finding these at ShopRite, but I still couldn't find cleanser or even soft scrub. I don't know. Like the shelves were bare of the cleaning. Are people getting paranoid again? And they're just all the toilet paper was there, but now the cleaning products are like gone. So that, and I also got a mop because I needed a new mop for my job site. So, and I'm just leaving that in the car. And that's what I got so far today. So right now I'm making breakfast. I got an English muffin in my toaster. The English muffin is 2 bites. So I'm going to have scrambled eggs, put some pepper in it, some Canadian bacon, 2 slices, and American cheese. The piece of American cheese that I have is 3 bites. And I'm trying really, really hard to not say points because obviously on Weight Watchers, everybody's points is going to be different. So what I'm giving you is from the Healthy app, previously known as iTrack Bites. So I'm just cooking up my eggs, and I like my scrambled eggs like really dry. I don't like runny scrambled eggs. I like runny sunny side up eggs. I just don't like runny scrambled eggs. I don't know, get that. But I don't know, runny scrambled eggs just reminds me of eating snot. Don't even ask me how I know what it is to eat snot. But that's what it reminds me of. So I'm just going to throw in 2 slices of Canadian bacon in here to heat them up. My English muffin is already in the toaster, so we're just waiting for that. Oh, and I ran out of paper plates. Like that, want to get a plate? And the American cheese that I have, it's just plain old orange American cheese that I bought at Lidl. Nothing fancy. Alright, so I'm just going to let this cook for a little while and I'll get back to you when I plate it up. Okay, so my English muffin's done. It's toasted. My countertop's a mess because I'm going to start prepping food. I want to make some tomato sauce, start making that again, because, it's simple enough to make, and I've just been really lazy not making it and just buying the pre-made stuff, which is, fine, it tastes good, but start making my own again. I just think it tastes better. So I have my piece of American cheese on my one side, and I'm just going to put my scrambled egg on. top of the cheese. And then my Canadian bacon on top of that. Put that in my sink. So this is it. So I got my cheese, my eggs, my Canadian bacon. And then my top. I'm not going to put like ketchup or anything on there. Because I don't know. If I need it, I'll put it on. But I don't think I'm going to need it. So that's it. So I'll be back when I start making the mac and cheese and the tomato sauce. Okay, I'm going to start with the tomato sauce, which I believe I have a video on this already, and I don't have too many videos, so it won't be that hard to find. So I'm just going to put my stove on medium. I have lard here. Don't be afraid to use lard because you're not going to be using a lot of lard. But if you are not going to use a meat sauce, I swear to God, I think the dog always wants to be part of the conversation. Because every time I talk, he starts barking. You're not really going to use a lot, but if you are not going to do a meat sauce, then I suggest you use lard. It just gives a lot of flavor. Cooper. It just gives a lot more flavor than if you just use an olive oil or something. So definitely do that. So you melt your lard. And then I have some garlic here. And I love garlic, so I put a lot of garlic in my sauce. And then basil. I'll be walking on and off out of the screen as we go, just to grab stuff out of the fridge. So I have some onion. And I don't have like measurements because I've only been making tomato sauce for years and years. So I just like, you know, a pinch here, a dash there kind of thing. And so I don't have measurements and I don't have a recipe that's written down. I just kind of just started making it by watching other people. So garlic, like I have a heaping, almost 2 tablespoons. We're just gonna mix it up. You want the onions to get soft, and I know it looks like I have a lot of onions in there, but to be quite honest with you, once this cooks down, because you're going to cook the sauce now for a long while, they kind of dissolve. So you're not going to get like a mouthful of onions when you eat this. So you just cook that up. You want your onions to start getting soft. You don't want to burn your garlic, so don't like walk away and just leave your garlic cooking because it will burn, and if you burn your garlic, it's going to be bitter tasting. So you just keep cooking this. Like so. And then I have these grape tomatoes that are starting to go. So I'm just going to cut them up and put them in here. I might as well just use them up before they go. So I'm just going to cut them in half with a scissor. This one. I'll cut that in half. Just going to cut them in half with a scissor and throw them in. So I don't have to throw them out. That one's kind of bad. You know what's... I bought like all these fruits and vegetables that I like. Well, not so much the fruit. I just bought a couple pomegranates because I was getting sick of grapes and strawberries. They're not in season anymore, so the cost of them is like ridiculous. I bought like a bunch of vegetables, tomatoes, and mushrooms, spinach, I have lettuce, and the problem is I didn't do any food prepping last week. Not for any reason, just because I just didn't feel like it. So I didn't do any food prep last week, so they've kind of been sitting there because I always forget to use them unless I prep them in something. So I always forget to use what I buy, and then they just wind up going bad. So I'm trying to use up what I have in whatever dish I can throw them in. So I'm just going to throw in these grape tomatoes. Shut up. And then I have a can of tomato sauce. I really wanted tomato puree, but they didn't have it. So I wound up getting tomato sauce. I mean, I could have gotten tomato puree in a different brand, but this was on sale for 84 cents. Versus $1.50. So I went with the 84. So I'm thinking tomato sauce, tomato puree, what's the difference? So I'm going to use this and I'm just going to dump it in. I'm just going to dump the whole entire thing in. And then I also had in my cabinet these 2 small cans of tomato sauce. I actually have 4 of them, but I'm just going to use 2 for now. And I'm just going to dump these in. I usually always use, drop the piece of paper. I usually always use tomato paste, but I forgot to get that. But, you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change the taste of anything. Your sauce just probably won't be as thick as it would be if you used tomato paste. It's certainly not going to ruin anything. So, I dumped all that in here, so now we just have a big jar of tomato sauce.
Sorry for that second disturbance. I guess you just spring dibs.
And this is like, if you've ever been afraid to eat tomato sauce, don't be afraid because it's like the easiest thing to make. And you can pretty much throw anything in it and not ruin it. So now I have some basil. I can get it open. And this is fresh basil. You can use dry. Doesn't matter. I like to use a lot of basil, so generous in basil. Mix it in. And then salt. For some reason, tomato sauce needs a lot of salt, I have found. So I always use a lot of salt in there.
It's a fucking great song. So good. The guitar riff is so great that the song has 14 words and it's still on. It's still a classic. They repeat the same 3 lines.
For me, for my tomato sauce, that's it. That's all I put in it. And then I'm just going to turn the heat down to low, and I'm going to find a lid for that. And I'm just going to cook it for 2 hours. On low, I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to stir it. I'm just going to let it do its thing. And then once it's done, we'll cover it up. I'm not cover it up. Once it's done, let it cool off. I'm just going to put it in little Tupperware things and put it in the freezer, put it in the fridge, whatever. And Bob's your uncle. That's how easy it is for tomato sauce. So I will be back when I start doing the mac and cheese. See if my remote works on it. Okay, I'm going to start on the mac and cheese. So I already did my box of macaroni. I use ziti. You could use whatever you like. This is going to be, I figured it out, bite meal for 1 cup. Oh, and I also did my little cheesecake pies. These are 3 bites each. It's a third of the cheesecake pudding in each of the graham cracker thingamahoogies. Graham cracker pie shells. So they're just in the fridge, just setting up. So I have some light butter, Velveeta shreds, and reduced fat cheddar cheese. So I'm going to put a cup of, and I love a lot of cheese and mac and cheese because, you know, it's really not the mac, it's the cheese. So I'm putting a cup each of the cheddar, and my noodles are still hot too. So. And I also like my mac and cheese like really juicy too. I like a lot of milk in my mac and cheese. So just stir that up. That's the cheddar and the Velveeta shreds. I'm going to put a cup of these in also. My tomato sauce is still cooking. I'll show you that when it's done. Just mix this up. I'm sure I use regular pasta. I mean, if you want, you could use whole wheat or any other kind. I'm not sure how like the chickpea pasta comes. I heard that it's like way too mushy to actually use in like casserole dishes, but you could use whatever you want. I just don't like whole wheat pasta. So I'm going to use a couple tablespoons of light butter in here just to melt around. And then I have fat-free half and half. I'm just going to pour this in. I have my oven set at 350. I'm just going to throw it in the oven for half an hour. Now, I've made this before like this, and I liked it. But, you know, I kind of like to make my macaroni the same way that my mom used to make it when I was little. Such the way that I like it. I know everybody has a preference for mac and cheese. Sometimes I'll throw like ham in it, and that's good too. But you know, everybody has a preference. Everybody likes different cheeses in their mac and cheese, and you know, people like to make the roux so the milk is thicker. I'm just standard macaroni, cheddar, milk. That's my thing. So I'm just going to throw this in the oven for about, I don't know, 45 minutes. I'll check it, maybe an hour. Depends, whenever it's done. And I'll show you that when it's done. So I wanted to show you what I got because on my job site, I don't have a microwave or anything. And most times you don't unless like you bring your own on site. So you know, it's getting winter time, it's fall, it's getting chilly out, and I like to bring like soups or you know, like a hot lunch sometimes. So I wound up getting this thermos. It's from Mira, and I thought it was really nice. It's purple, and if I could get it open, I'd show you what it looks like. So it's that it's for hot or cold. It says it's not dishwasher safe, but apparently what you do is you temper it with hot water first. Like you pour the hot water in, put the cap on, let it sit for 10 minutes, and then put your hot food in there. And the people that rated this thing said that it kept the food hot for like 5 hours. So I'm gonna So I bought this. It wasn't expensive at all. I think it was $14 for this, which I thought was a pretty good deal. So yeah, so I'm kind of happy. I haven't used it yet, so I can't tell you how it works, but once I use it, which now I have the mac and cheese, I can use it. Once I use it, I'll let you know how it went. My tomato sauce is done. It's in one giant Rubbermaid plastic thing. So I'm just letting it cool off, and then I'm just going to put it in the fridge. And my mac and cheese is done. So let me pull you around. So there's my mac and cheese. Just came out of the oven. So it's 1 cup. I think I said 6 points. I don't remember. It's 1 cup. So I am going to have it for lunch, just to test it out, make sure it's good. So this is a 1/2 cup measure. So I'm going to wait for it to cool off the rest of the way, and then I will put it in some more plastic things. I'll dole it out by 1 cup intervals into each of my plastic containers, and put a couple in the fridge and a couple in the freezer, and that's it. And I'll see you for dinner. So for dinner, I have 2 chicken wings, a small red potato with salt, pepper, and some, I can't believe it's not butter spray, and 6 veggie tots, broccoli and cheese. This is the only broccoli I'll eat. That's it. So this is what I'm going to have for dinner. Dessert is just going to be one of the cheesecake pudding little pies that I made earlier. And that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.